I played football in college, and the position I played was called wide receiver. It's called wide receiver because it's the position that lines up wide on the outside of the field, away from all the big guys that are doing all the hitting in the middle of the field. Now, as a receiver, that was the guy that ran down the field, and when the quarterback threw him the ball, was expected to receive it. When I decided I wanted to play football, I had an older brother who was an All-American. He said, "Jeff, there's more to it than just catching the ball in your hands." He said, "If it was that easy, more of us would be making several $1 million a year doing it." He said, "Jeff, as the ball's coming towards you, don't just receive it into your hands, but look it all the way into here. And don't look up until it's here." Now, as a wide receiver, I knew that no matter what I did, I was going to get hit. But there were guys on the field whose jobs was to rip my head off with one goal, to separate me from this ball. And there were situations where I remember I would go up for the ball, and I would look away and not look the ball all the way in, and those guys would nail me. And the ball would end up on the grass somewhere, on the turf. And I remember in those moments, I got up slowly and usually limped my way back to the huddle. But then there were the other moments, and these were the glorious moments, when I would go up for the football. I would see it coming toward me. I would concentrate, see that ball all the way in, and I would not look up until I knew I had it here. And then those guys would hit me. And when I got up off the turf and I had the ball and I had received it, it still hurt. But there was something else going on inside me, where at one level, I felt like I was feeling no pain, because I would jump up from the ground and almost run back to the huddle with a hop in my step. Those were glorious moments, because I'd come down having received the football. I've learned that being a wide receiver is a lot like being a wife receiver. I can't just accept my mate as a gift from God. I must choose to receive her all the way into here. And I'm going to tell you, that's not always easy. There are defensive backs out there trying to keep me from coming down with this ball. There are forces working against my marriage all the time. And quite frankly, sometimes my wife coming toward me looks more like a porcupine than a pigskin. And I don't want to look her all the way into here. And she could say the same things. I've made a lot of mistakes in my marriage, but I'm going to tell you, when I get up from the pile and the ball is in here and I've looked her all the way in, regardless of our circumstances, it feels a whole lot different to me than if I get up and the ball's still laying on the turf.